This world, like if you tune in to ESPN, for example, I just don't believe Stephen A. Smith is gonna say nothing in reality. He has to say what will make his boss happy. See?
All right, so we all see the backlash Cam Newton been catching ever since he sat down with Jason Whitlock. Now, listen, people are reacting like this because Cam is currently working with ESPN. Stephen A. Smith is the one who brought him in, and that's exactly why Ryan Clark jumped into the conversation. He even tweeted saying Cam Newton is being disloyal, like he's biting the hand that's feeding him right now. Like, why even move like that? Even Emmanuel Acho, who's been critical of Stephen A. Smith before, stepped in and gave his take on the situation too.
What Cam's saying, like, don't tell me who can come on my platform and don't tell me how to use my platform. But bruh, to me, the code is the code. And what is the code? The code is simple. If your best friend or your homeboy breaks up with a girl, I'm not gonna try to get with her, at least not imminently. In the same breath, that same code is, if you rock with a dude in Stephen A. Smith, I'm not gonna go talk to his very known and public op who has publicly slandered his name in an egregious and offensive manner. I'm just not gonna do that. Furthermore, where I have to push what and challenge what Cam said. Cam, you said I was very interested in Jason Whitlock's takes. It wasn't about Whitlock and Stephen A. Smith. What takes were you interested in, Cam? Reason I'm asking you this, Cam, is because the only take from that conversation that has gone viral, the only one, is the Whitlock take about Stephen A. Smith.
So yeah, hold up. That's basically how a lot of people are feeling about Cam Newton sitting down with Jason Whitlock. It stirred up a whole wave of chaos and controversy inside that ESPN sports world, right? And listen, Cam Newton didn't stay quiet either. He came right back defending himself. He even took shots at Stephen A. Smith. He called out Ryan Clark too. He's basically checking all his colleagues who had something to say about that interview with Whitlock.
And will continue to do me. And everybody who tried to change me, it's not going to happen because I am very secure and understand what I want for me. This was never about Jason Whitlock and Stephen A. Smith. The reason why I decided to bring Jason Whitlock on 4th and 1 was because Jason Whitlock had strong takes that I wanted to talk man to man about. And what better way to ease all that than through conversation? It's my job as a creator to bring people together to have the uncomfortable conversation. I didn't have no ill intent for Jason to come on and have him speak all this nonsense about said person. He said a lot of things. Stephen A. Smith was the one that responded.
Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to my point, why, Cam, did you allow Jason to come on and have so much strong opinion about Stephen A? Why? Is because it happened to Carmelo when Stephen A went.
Now listen, the reason I'm even making this video is because Cam Newton also sat down with somebody else. Stephen A. Smith has already had that ongoing back and forth tension with him, and then Cam went and interviewed Corey Holcomb on his podcast. And hold up, Corey was straight calling out Stephen A. Smith, even labeling him a puppet. So yeah, I want to break this clip down with y'all. Let's run it, and I'll come back with more commentary.
ESPN, for example. I just don't believe Stephen A. Smith is gonna say nothing in reality. He has to say what will make his boss happy. See, here's a platform where we don't have to say what will make the boss happy, the boss being you, Cam, because your heart is in the right place in this situation, so you're not really stopping me from speaking freely. No. But I could not speak like this on a program like ESPN. That's why I've never been on ESPN. ESPN is funded off the backs of people like you. If it wasn't people like you, I ain't saying this because I'm in your face. I'm saying this because it needs to be said. People like you make ESPN watchable. If it wasn't people like you that they can capture and play on video, nobody will watch it. ESPN is funded off the backs of the people who don't really get what they supposed to get. The people who rich off ESPN are not the people who are creating the content on ESPN. We are the creators of all things people want to watch and see. I'm saying guys like us who stand out. Them people who get the big checks, garbage motherfuckers, spoiled kids. You know who they are.
they have the power to shift people's thinking. They call it propaganda, okay? So when you have things like words like nepotism, or you have words like sexism, there's a lot of truth behind that. But the storylines, right, is impacted by a producer that's going to tell Stephen A., that's going to tell anybody that's on TV, right? Gail King. It doesn't matter who you are. They're going to tell you what to say or what's hot that you should say. Now, if you go outside of that and you say certain things that you personally believe in, and it may be the truth, you're going to have to recant that if it offends the sponsors or the people who are paying the money. Go ahead.
Well, you will recant it if you still want to be in that business. But there are some things that have happened on television, magical moments where people just stand on what's right. One day, Kenny Smith walked off the set on ESPN. I mean, on TNT.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir. When the Can't Breathe, or it was a movement, right?
See, even though you get programmed, you still have a heart. Kenny Smith showed he had a heart because he couldn't take it another second with them acting like this isn't serious. This is real. And I can't smile it off no more. And I remember when he did that because I was worried about him because I thought they wasn't going to have him back. Because if you stand up for what's right, you are not part of the programming of television in most situations. So what I'm saying is, Brother Cam, when you talk about things, like I said something about abortion earlier,
Yes, sir.
and I said some things about the Bible earlier, trust me when I tell you there's beauty in the dark. The stuff that people think you're not supposed to say, you really, listen, you are supposed to say certain things because if you don't talk about it, the people will be programmed into thinking it's wrong to talk about it. There's nothing wrong talking about my interpretation of the Bible. There's nothing wrong talking about aborting babies. There's nothing wrong talking about it. It's just you're programmed to think, ooh, he said that. I didn't do anything wrong. I just talk about it. And there's a lot of people who want to hear about it. And you want me to tell you how I know that's true? Because I'm able to eat without being on any of those major media platforms that are out there. A lot of people want to hear about it. More people should hear about it. They should hear the point of view from people who have the courage to stay in the dark without the bank account that comes with working for those platforms, because those platforms, you can make a decent amount of money, as Stephen A. brags about all the time. He rich, but he broke. You rich, but you broke. Let me tell you why, brother. Because you know most of the stuff you say is what your boss wants you to say. They used to have a difficult way of getting that out there with certain reporters. But when they got us saying the dirt, when they got us talking about each other, this is how they get away with it. And if you ask me, Stephen A. leads the charge of us talking about us.
All right, so I'm pretty sure most of y'all who clicked on this video already know about the tension between Corey Holcomb and Stephen A. Smith. Corey's been non-stop calling Stephen A. out over on the 5150 podcast. And of course, Stephen A. doesn't stay silent. He fires back here and there. He even went on ESPN to respond directly to Corey Holcomb.
Things that I want to address. You know what? People run their mouths and they talk a lot of stuff with their podcasts and all of this other stuff. Yeah, I got a television show, but I got a podcast too. I hear all of y'all. I hear y'all.
I would have been one of them guests that he have on there. I would have been one of them guests he have on there. But I speak my mind when he do fuck shit. So of course he distanced himself from me. And when he saw me in public, Corey, all that like that, what the shit when motherfuckers was talking about I was scared? Nigga, I ain't never scared, man. I'm smart. You think if I saw Stephen A. Smith and we was somewhere it was just me and him, do you think Stephen A. Smith would have the same energy? No. Oh, I'll be like, look, man, that whole ass you do to make the motherfucking people look bad is foul. Stephen A. Smith played a game because he had niggas with him. I had niggas with me. He was bold enough to pull it and act like it's all good. I go with the game in some situations because motherfucking gangsters don't show his hand. Emotional niggas be ready to fight every.
All right, y'all, here's the deal. Cam Newton's character is crystal clear now. He doesn't care about feelings, vibes, or what people think. He's all about the content. Even if someone's coming at him, dragging him, slandering his name, Cam is still gonna have him on his podcast, grab the IP, and get the content. That's literally his stance. He's like, I'm the guy who doesn't run from controversy. I'll get people to sit down, hash it out, and whatever happens, happens. That's exactly what he meant when he clapped back at Ryan Clark, saying, this is my show. I run it my way. ESPN doesn't control me. Relationships don't control me. If you don't like it, don't watch. So that's the takeaway for today, guys. Cam Newton also interviewed Corey Holcomb, another one of Stephen A. Smith's critics, and I want y'all to hit the comments and let me know your thoughts.